We've treated thousands of senior patients in our clinics over the years. And you know what's funny? Almost all of them encounter similar problems in their day-to-day lives. In this video, I'll show you 4 unique exercises that can fix the majority of the common issues you experience each day. Trouble walking and climbing stairs, poor balance and frequent falls, hip and knee pain, hunched posture, and just general muscle atrophy and functional loss are some of the most common issues that affect our patients over the age of 50. These problems are often detrimental and will quite literally ruin your quality of life if you suffer from them. The scariest thing is that if left unchecked, these common problems will often snowball into even more debilitating conditions over time. The good news is there are 4 exercises that you can start today that will greatly improve your quality of life. I'll also share a few stretches that you can do to help as well. These movements can all easily be done in your home. They should only take about 15 to 20 minutes, and you'll want to do them at least 3 times per week. The key is to start small and build your way up over time. Let's get started. The first exercise I want to take you through is called the countertop squat. We're also going to add a little heel raise. We're going to kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone. First, the countertop squat. If you've watched our channel before, you know we love squatting. It really activates the muscles in your legs that are key for some of those functional tasks like getting up from a chair, getting up and down from the floor, walking, and even balance. Those are largely helped and or hurt if you're weak by your quads, your hamstrings in the back of your legs, your glutes, which the squat nails all of those. What I also like about the countertop is if you have some apprehension of doing a full squat, the countertop gives you a couple touch points so you don't feel unsteady on your feet. And it also allows you to kind of start off small and work your way deeper. Now, I'm going to show you the countertop squat first. So I'm going to face my counter and you almost want to pretend like a chair is behind you because you don't want to go straight down to where your knees come up over your toes. You want to kind of squat like you're going to sit down in a chair. So for beginners, sometimes I'll recommend actually placing a chair behind you and act like you're going down to sit in that chair. So we can start off by doing kind of half repetitions here, working our way deeper into the squat. Now I'm going to add the heel raises to the top because I'm a big fan of when you can maximize your time. We don't have all day to spend on this exercise, so if you can get 2 exercises into 1, it's great. So I'm going to go down into my squat, and when I come back up, I'm going to go up on my toes, raise and lower back down, and go back into the squat. The heel raise is a very functional and important exercise because it's working your calf muscle in the back of your leg. Calf muscles are key for walking speed, balance, and just for the fact that your calves provide a good absorbance of shock as you're walking or when you're doing functional tasks. Think of your calves like the shocks on your car. If you have stiff shocks, you're going to feel every little bump, and the rest of your car is going to start to wear and tear faster. Same thing with your calves. Nice, strong, loose calves can decrease the shock on your knees, your hips, and even your lower back. Deep into the squat and back up. Go through 10, stop after that, maybe rest 30 seconds as needed, and then you want to repeat this. Your goal is going to be 3 sets, but depending on your condition going into this, you might need to start off with even 1, working your way up to 2, and then eventually going to 3 sets. I talked about the importance of having strong, flexible, functional calf muscles. So as a bonus, I'm going to show you a calf stretch. In the clinic, we love to mix this stretch in on our rest break. So if you did 10 of the first one with the squats and the heel raises, while you're resting, go ahead and do a set of this stretch. So there's a lot of different ways you can do a calf stretch. One easy one, most people have some sort of a step in their house, even if it's a 3 or 4 inch step or a stair in your house, or if you can get one of these adjustable steps, that also works great. But you're gonna come up on the step, and you're gonna walk back to where just the balls of your feet are left on the step. At the countertop, you can hook your fingers so that you don't fall, or at your sink, if you can also get a nice grasp there. You wanna let your heels drop, leaving the balls of your feet on the step until you feel a good stretch through the back of your legs. Once you feel that stretch, hold that 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, you want to go back into your second set of the squats. Next exercise is called single leg standing. Standing on one leg is crucial for longevity, balance, and walking, climbing stairs, a lot of functional tasks. And believe it or not, there's studies that show that the people that can stand on one leg for longer than 10 seconds, they will actually live longer. To stand on one foot, you need hip strength, you need balance, and a lot of components need to come together in one exercise. It's very challenging. I would say if you took all of our patients that we see in the physical therapy clinics, only less than 50% can do this. So if you fall into that 50%, don't worry about it. I'm going to show you a couple ways to cheat a little bit with the goal of working your way to single leg standing with no assistance. So quickly explaining the technique here, you want to shift your weight onto the leg that's standing on the ground. So if I'm planning on lifting up my right leg, I want to get all of my weight shifted to my left. I want to push down into the ground and engage my hips here and my glutes, and then I want to lift off. Makes it look easy, but there's a lot of things going into this. So if that's not possible for you, if you try that and it's too hard, go ahead and put your fingers on countertop. I'm using parallel bars here, but you can stand in your kitchen, between your kitchen island and your countertop, or at your countertop or sink. That works fine, just anywhere you have a handheld. Start off with trying it with one finger. If that's all you need to do it and it's still challenging, stay right there. Over time, the course of a couple weeks, you can probably start to lift off a little bit. If you need 2 fingers or 3 fingers or even the palm of your hand, start off where it makes sense for you and then work your way backwards. So I'm going to push down, I'm going to lift up, I'm going to feel nice and stable, my weight's centered over my foot, and I'm going to hold that for up to 20 seconds. That 20-second number doesn't matter as much, it's really what it feels like. So maybe it takes 30 seconds for you to feel that nice burn in your hip, that's fine. Maybe you feel the burn, that muscle fatigue is what I'm talking about. Maybe you feel that after 10 seconds. When you feel that way and you've had about enough, go ahead and rest. Make sure to switch sides so we're treating both sides equally, and repeat. Maybe even one side's weaker than the other. So 30 seconds on the left, 20 seconds on the right, that doesn't matter. Think of how you're feeling. You want to repeat that 5 times on each side. And if you need to work your way up to that number, that's just fine. Next up, let's do some bridges. I'm gonna be on this treatment table. It's kind of firm, but it's got a little cushion. If you feel comfortable getting up and down from the floor, do it on a soft rug or a mat. You could do this though in your bed if that's your only choice. Softer beds are gonna be a little harder. It's gonna be a little bit less stable. But what you wanna do is start off, always keep your stomach nice and tight. My feet are firmly planted on the ground. When I push through my feet, I'm going to use my glute muscles in the back of my legs here, that gluteus maximus, which is the powerhouse of a lot of your functional activities that you're going to do while walking, standing up, squatting, climbing stairs. Those are always led by the glutes. This activity where you push down and you bridge up, driving towards the floor, as long as you keep your stomach tight, you're really going to focus the efforts on your glutes. A little bit of your hamstrings in the back of your legs, if you feel it there, that's fine. You also might feel a little stretch in the front, which if you stick around, I'm going to show you a little bonus for that. You want to bridge up, stomach tight, try and make a straight line from your knees to your shoulders, hold for a couple seconds, lower it down soft, repeat. Do it 10 to 12 repetitions, 2 to 3 sets. When you were doing the bridges, if you felt any kind of a stretch in the front of your leg, that's from your hip flexors or probably your quad muscle, which I promised you, I'm going to show you a bonus stretch for. Now, I have a chair turned backwards and a chair turned sideways. I'm going to use the arm of the chair. If you do this stretch and you don't feel anything, you might need to go to the back of the chair, or if you feel too much of a stretch, you can go down to the seat of the chair. Lean forward, open up, swing your leg up and rest it on the chair, tighten your stomach, squeeze your glute, stand up tall. What you should feel is a nice pulling stretch on the front of your quad. If you do, hold it there, don't move for 30 seconds. Lean forward, reverse the steps, take that leg off, and switch legs. Do both sides, 3 sets, 30 seconds. The reason we're doing this stretch is because if your quad is tight, the quad is the exact opposite as your glutes. So tight quads will restrict your glute strength. You can strengthen your glutes all you want doing squats and bridges, but if you're living with tight quads, you're going to be working against yourself. So it's best to attack it from both sides. Let's mix in a great functional strengthening exercise for your upper body now. Push-ups is probably the oldest form of strength training out there. Most people can't do a regular full push-up safely, so we can modify that, get all the great benefits of a functional strengthening exercise, but do it safely on a countertop. Now what that's going to do is that's going to increase the angle where gravity isn't pushing down as hard. So find yourself a countertop. Good rule of thumb, the higher it is, the easier it's going to be. The lower it is, the harder it's going to be. Walk yourself back. Get your feet nice and wide. If your countertop's slippery at all, go ahead and loop the thumb underneath so that you can't slip. Think about getting your shoulders nice and wide, sticking out your chest a little bit, and feeling all your weight going right through the shoulder blades. Once you feel like you're in a good plank position, ready to start going down. Maybe start off with half push-ups at first. Let's see how it feels. Make sure that shoulder feels good. You're not having any back pain. Make sure you're not letting the belly lead the way. Keep that plank position and work your way into a full push-up. Once you're able to get down, let's do 10. Feeling all the strength and power coming from the shoulder blade. Once you're done with 10, walk your feet back in and take a break. The pec muscles, which we were just working, and the back muscles play a similar role to the way the glutes played against the quads. We can't strengthen one, meaning the back, if we're tight in the front. So this bonus is going to be a good way to balance out the teams. The doorway pec stretch is going to stretch that pec muscle and allow us to get better strength out of the back. Find a doorway, put your hands, start off maybe face height against the back of the door frame. Stagger your stance and kind of lunge into that door. If you're doing this right, you should feel a good stretch across the front of your shoulder and into your pec. If you come forward and you feel a pinch in your shoulder, then just adjust your height of your arms a little bit and find that perfect sweet spot where you can feel a good effective stretch. Once you're there, hold it 30 seconds. After 30, let your arms drop, kind of get the blood flowing back to them, and then repeat it 3 sets. Try to play around with different arm angles, maybe go a little bit higher. It will work different parts of your chest. Be sure to do these exercises at least a few times each week, taking a day or 2 off to let your muscles recover if you need to. If you found this video helpful, I think you'll also really enjoy this video about flexibility and mobility. I'll see you there.